I'm not even kidding you when I say that by you listening to this episode and what I'm going to talk to you about could make you tens of thousands of dollars in your business, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in your business. Simple mindset shift is going to change the way you see yourself and how you run your business. So we're talking about how to run your PR agency like a CEO and not like a freelancer. This is the shift you have to make to grow your agency into a thriving, sustainable business. And the very first step is adopting the mindset of a CEO, a visionary leader of your company. Because thinking like a freelancer, which is someone who really only sees themselves as a doer, and probably is billing hourly, this is going to hold you and your revenue way back. When you run your agency like a CEO, that means owning your expertise, leading with confidence, and making strategic decisions that align with your vision. This is where you elevate yourself to the role of the visionary CEO in your company, and you are stepping out of the day-to-day execution so you can focus your effort working on the business versus working in the business. So in this episode today, I'm so happy that you're here because we're going to dive into the mindset shifts and the skills you need that will help you lead your agency with confidence, like a true CEO, allows you to make those hard decisions when they come up, allows you to confidently price your services, bring in a team to support you so that you can work on your business and step into that role as a visionary CEO. How does that sound? Are you ready to dive in? Good, because I'm ready to help you dive in. So the first thing that you must do when you step into a CEO role versus a freelancer is own your expertise. Freelancers will often feel that they have to do whatever clients ask, even if it's not necessarily the right approach for the client or it's not really going to yield any results. But what CEOs will do is lead with authority. And as a PR professional, you're the expert, right? So clients will hire you for your knowledge and your skills. And it's going to come up, but if clients don't fully understand how PR works, then you are going to have to push back when it's necessary, when it's needed. Your expertise is going to guide them when they have unrealistic expectations, or maybe their ideas are a bit outdated, or sometimes you'll see that clients will often confuse PR, advertising, social media marketing. It's like one big jumble. We just had a client that would give us information about events that they participated in, and none of them were quite the right fit to pitch to the media. But they would send us these bits and pieces of information and say, did you send a press release? And we're like, a press release? And then I realized that they didn't mean press release. They meant probably like a pitch. Like, did we reach out to the media with it? So if I didn't really question what they asked me, or I did what the client asked, we would be sending a press release, probably a bit of a miscommunication between what the client actually wanted, but without confidently knowing, okay, that's not the best approach. And we could send a pitch, but this isn't traditionally newsworthy. It's one little bullet point in a bigger brand story, but it's not an overall story for the media. So you might have to push back. And clients don't always understand the nuances between all of the services that we are providing and other, agencies are contributing to. They don't really know the lines of demarcation of all of these different things. So you will have to educate them on current industry practices. You can guide them towards strategies that will actually deliver results. So with this situation, we said, this tidbit is not a story in and of itself. If you add major event and a celebrity that walked the red carpet and something that gives like a step-by-step how-to, that's newsworthy. And it has to be sent the night of the event so that we catch those opportunities when editors are covering them. So like if they're covering the Oscars or the Grammys or whatever red carpet event, they are going to be watching live and writing stories as they go. 2-3 days later, it's too late. So all of those factors have to be in place. And so that's where we come in and educate the client on what is actually a story idea that the media would want to know about. And also clarifying, oh, you mean send a pitch, not a press release, right? The other thing that you do when you step into your expertise confidently is set clear expectations, because this is the most important thing to get aligned with what the client's expecting so that you can deliver and hopefully exceed their expectations. But if their expectations are not clearly defined, you are not talking the same language in terms of what does success look like? How will they know that you are successful? What KPIs, what metrics are you going to be tracking, and what are their expectations? Because this is where you will set yourself up for success, or possibly clients that are dissatisfied because they don't really understand what PR is and isn't. And in this beginning stage is when you clarify what it is. PR drives awareness, right? PR drives brand awareness, customer affinity, and over time, not directly leading to sales, but over time, sure, but that's not fully trackable. It is a bit more easy these days to track it with the digital features and a lot of these product-based features tying in some kind of an affiliate revenue opportunities. So it is easier to see some of that real-time, some of those real-time conversions. But in general, you are working to increase brand awareness, create a positive affinity for the brand. It's your job to help clients understand the value of those results, even if it's not tied to a KPI that's tracking an increase in sales. Because we can't track that with PR. If you get a print magazine feature, this is a bit dated, right? Because print magazines are, probably 5% of the results we're getting. And now we're getting mostly digital influencers, social media collaborations and things like that. But even a digital feature is not always going to lead to direct sales. Consumers have to see a brand multiple times at multiple touch points before they make the decision to buy. So, that doesn't mean that your PR efforts are not successful if they don't click through to purchase. You're still getting the visibility, the brand awareness, the credibility, the feather in your client's cap of being featured in a top website or whatever. So when you step into the role of a CEO, you are confidently owning your expertise, and that gives you that authority to politely, of course, we're not going to be like jerks about it, but say no to clients because they don't always know what works best. And they're coming to you for your expertise and your experience. So offer that to them and guide them, and don't always assume that clients know exactly what is best for them. Number 2 is you adopt this CEO mindset. And what does that even look like? That is where you are stepping into your role as a leader, right? So a freelancer will usually see themselves as just a service provider. But this is where your confidence in your decisions, your leadership, your expertise, where you're guiding them, is what will set you apart. You want to let go of that freelancer mentality. So stop saying, I'm just a freelancer. You're a business owner running an agency, so own that. One of the big shifts, even if it's just you, for now, you want to build the revenue to support bringing on a team, because eventually, and hopefully very soon, you're elevating yourself to the role of CEO, visionary, working on your business strategically to grow it, thinking about the overall direction, working on biz dev, bringing in new clients, working on overall strategies. So you want to build in the revenue so that you can bring in a team. And so even if for now it is just you can say, we can support you. Because you might hire somebody tomorrow, right? You could bring in a freelancer for 10 hours a month, and they can free up so much of your time and bandwidth by taking over some of the list building, the pitching, the media, crafting the pitches themselves, and you can come and put your little 5% spin on the end of it, or doing all the follow-up or whatever you feel comfortable with. But when you start calling yourself an agency and you say, we can support you, we have experience with that, you are letting go of that freelancer mentality. And the reality is that agencies charge more than a freelancer, right? A freelancer is like a little patch to a problem here and there. They're not really considered like a big part of the team. It might be a temporary role and not like a long-term partnership. When you are an agency, you can always talk about growing with the client. Maybe as the client grows, your services with them will grow. Maybe you will start to see that clients are asking you to help set up and manage their affiliate programs. That's a new service that your agency can offer. You can bring someone in who knows how to do that. So it's harder to shift it and go from, let's say, an hourly or a project-based fee to a retainer for an agency when you're midway through, or even after you've had those first few conversations. From the jump, from the get-go, you're letting go of that freelancer mentality, making decisions like a CEO, which is thinking about that long-term growth and profitability of your agency. You're always keeping that in mind. So a CEO mindset will be thinking strategically and not just about the day-to-day execution. Like, I have to follow up on that pitch, or I have to see if that package went out. I have to track it and get back to the editor and make sure they got it. Those decisions are not going to grow your business. Step into your mindset and, bring in people that will help manage all that so you can focus on the bigger picture, the long-term growth and health and sustainability of your business. Number 3 is confident communication. Let's step into our expertise. Own it, right? I promise you know more about this industry than the client does. They're really in their world and they know everything there is to know about their company. But do they know about PR in their own industry? Nobody is going to know more than you. Your clients are not going to know more than you. And strong communication, this is the backbone of running a successful PR agency. When you are in that CEO role confidently, you're going to communicate with clarity, with confidence, with that self-assuredness that comes along with that experience, that you're running a business, you're providing these services to a lot of different clients, and you know what works, and you're here to guide them and support them and bring them the strategies that will help them achieve their goals and objectives. You also will use this confidence and clear communication with your team, right? So you are working with your team, there's clear expectations. You're regularly checking in with them to ensure that everything is handled and that there's no roadblocks, or to help them overcome roadblocks. But being confident in your expertise will extend to your team and allows you to be a confident leader, because that's important as you are elevated to the role of the CEO of your business. Another piece of this is educating and getting aligned with your clients. So you want to help your clients understand the value of your work, really communicate that. So you can use data, visuals, case studies. That's my favorite way, which include visuals and data, but it kind of wraps it into a nice bow. But the way that I approach case studies is we will break it into 3 parts. We will say, what is the client's, they came to us, what was their goal and objective? What was their ask? What were they looking to achieve? And boiling that down into like a very simple, goal and objective. And then what was our approach to help them reach those goals? So that a prospective client can say, wow, we have those similar goals as well. And now we can see Generation's approach to this. And then the third section is the results. What actually came of these tactics that we used, these strategies, these specific tactics. And then we'll, use those visuals and some of that data to communicate those results and show how we're moving the needle. Those case studies really clearly illustrate, we did this for a client in your industry and we can do this for you too. Like whatever your goals and objectives are, we will come up with a unique strategy that will help you achieve them. And that means you are coming to the client. Usually you're not giving any strategy before you're retained, right? That's why case studies are great, because you can show them how you would approach a situation without giving them your strategy for them. Do not give away your strategy for free. That is, first of all, they could steal it and just cut you out of it and have somebody else execute it. Sometimes RFPs are like fishing expeditions where they just want to see what agencies come up with in terms of ideas and their approach. And then they take all of that and they either do it in-house or they give it to the winning agency and say, we want some of this. I don't love RFPs for that reason. I also do not give away strategy for free. Our proposals are mostly capabilities decks with heavy case studies, because we can use that to illustrate what we do and they can see themselves in those results. The other piece of it, and this is a hard conversation to have, is explaining how PR works, what a typical timeframe looks like. It's maintaining that transparency. So results do take time, but in the meantime, you want to keep clients updated on progress. I am having a very super duper duper exciting conversation right now with one of my favorite former clients. They have since moved on and gone to another company, 150-year-old brand that is like a very well-known international brand. And they're huge company, and they're looking to work with a smaller agency because what they told me is that their current PR representative did not communicate well. I mean, this is our job, you guys. We're in the comms business. Like, we are communicators. We're professional communicators. If you can't even communicate to a client so they know what you're doing, then I don't know what you're doing in this job, right? Like, what are we even doing if we can't communicate with our clients and maintain that transparency on what is happening behind the scenes? You have to be proactive about sharing that so that they can understand your process and chill out and like settle into the timeline, right? This is why we say things take 6 months. It's really hard as a freelancer to come in and tell a client, well, you're billing, you're paying me hourly, but you're not going to see anything really roll in until 6 months. That's hard. I mean, that's really hard. Like, so what are you even doing? What's taking so long? But when you're on retainer, you're creating this overall approach that is like working on multiple facets, multiple things that you're promoting at the same time for the client, so that you're working with media, long lead, short lead timelines. You're working to launch products. You're working for holiday pitches. You're just coming up with this multi-layered strategy. And when they see with your transparency on what's happening behind the scenes, what it is that you're doing, then they have a lot more patience and clarity because they know what to expect, and you're keeping them abreast of all of your efforts and feedback and all those things. And you're letting them know when results should roll in. And if things aren't really working the way that you hoped, you can also have a conversation about pivoting and just being really transparent. And it's a lot harder to do that as a freelancer because you're just in like a yes role where you are doing what is asked of you. Another thing, number 4, is using data to make informed decisions. Like I said, the freelancers, they're focusing on just what is the next task, the immediate task in front of them. CEOs, the head of your agency, you as the head of your agency are going to need to think bigger. You will need to use data to shape the strategies that you are implementing for your business and also for your clients. And there's a lot more data available to us than there ever has been before. And you can use this to make informed decisions that will actually drive results. So you are going to, and this is not my strength, I will admit it, but I have people. This is one of those things where I say, this isn't a strong suit for me. I have people that do this. You will have to dive into analytics. I'm not saying that you have to do all the things, but you have to know that this is a tool that you have to start paying attention to. And so maybe somebody goes in and they use tools like Google Analytics that will help you understand traffic trends and what audience behavior is and campaign performance. And they take the data maybe for you because for me, I look at charts and spreadsheets and my brain scrambles. My husband spends all day working in Excel. I think he sees and dreams and thinks in a grid. I don't know. He'll send me something very, very basic and it'll be in a spreadsheet. And I just can't, I'm like, can you send this in a list? Because just those little boxes make my brain like completely scramble. So if that's you, you can have someone on your team that does this. There are people out there. I just have someone on the coaching side of my business. Shout out to Nadine, who's incredible. She lives for this stuff. She's like, give me all the analytics, give me all the data. She is like data-driven queen. So we are making data-driven decisions, and my agency, the coaching side of the business, is immediately probably 5x more profitable based on just looking at the data, making hard decisions to double down on certain efforts and to release other efforts that are not converting and not adding to the bottom line, streamlining operations, streamlining the team. You guys know I have 2 sides of my business. I run Generation PR full-time for the last 20 years, and then I have Generation Academy. The teams are different. My time is different on both of them. So just so you know, I'm doing multiple things, but data helps on both sides. You can use this data to really refine your approach and then to take those numbers and demonstrate trends. Value to clients. Was there growth? Was there an increase in website visits, click-throughs, fans that were following them on social, converting fans to customers? Data will help you see all of this. And then another thing is, this is huge, and we talk about this almost every single time we connect in any way, but it's all about affiliate revenue, affiliate marketing opportunities, because you can step in. If they come to you for PR, you need to tell them that affiliate marketing is an essential piece of how you are going to get results for them, and that affiliate marketing can drive direct revenue while strengthening your pitches to media contacts. So if you're talking to a client and they do not have an opportunity for your media connections to earn affiliate revenue, that's a discussion you need to have. That's a conversation that you can show them data and help them make informed decisions about being on a platform like Google or setting up ShareASale. All of those things are harder conversations to have when you're just a freelancer, because you're siloed, you're in your little role, your head down, you're doing what's asked of you. But when you are the expert communicator, the head of your agency, an expert in your niche, you can talk to them about these important aspects of their business that will move the needle on the PR side. The fifth tip I have for you is build relationships that last. Freelancers are jumping in to kind of pitch a story to get the job done, but heads of agencies are focused on building meaningful relationships with clients, and they're creating long-term opportunities with media contacts who are important in their niche. Freelancers might not have an agency name behind them, and you don't have to have a big agency. I mean, the most important aspect is knowing what an editor covers, giving them a story idea that is very specifically targeted to them. When you continue to do that, you're always going to have an editor's ear, because they're looking for great stories, and they don't necessarily care if it's from a freelancer or from an agency. They just want, somebody that's responsive and gets them what they need. But when you are building an agency, you have the name of your business that becomes recognizable, especially when you niche down. And as the founder of your agency, as the CEO of your company, the leader of your team and your clients, you're going to focus on building meaningful relationships with the media for long-term opportunities. You're going to build meaningful relationships with clients that you hope you're continuing on with your services over time. It's not a quick shot in the arm and then you're done, right? You want to build lasting long-term relationships. And then tailored pitches. CEOs are going to take the time to craft pitches that will align with journalist interest and what their audience needs, what they're interested in learning about. And that attention to detail, making sure that the pitch is timely, relevant, targeted, aligns with what they cover, what their audience wants to know about. That attention to detail is what will build trust and credibility. And you're always adding value, for your media contacts. When you position yourself and your agency as being reliable, you're a valuable resource, media contacts will come back to you for stories and come to you for ideas, expert insights, just even offering them access to an expert that might not even be a client of yours, but is like a contact of yours, and they're working on something. They just start to trust you as somebody who keeps their word and is very reliable, all of those things. So that's the shift is, pitching a story, getting it out there versus building relationships by being targeted, strategic, reliable, making connections that will serve you in the long run. Some mindset shifts to think of too. Confidence takes practice. It is not something you have. It is something that you are, right? It's a skill. It's something that you hone, you build it over time. And the more prepared and knowledgeable you are, the more confident that you'll feel in your communication, your decisions, your pitches. Back when I was an attorney, most junior associates, under 7-8 years, don't get cases of their own and don't go and argue before judges. Maybe they'll argue a small piece that they focused on, but they're not standing before judges and arguing full cases. Unless your firm sticks you with the crappiest kind of assignment, which is collections. That is unpaid legal fees from deadbeat clients who don't pay their bills. And yes, law firms get stiffed too, and they have to go through the legal system to get paid. And they dumped it on me. So, haha, joke's on them. We get paid in our agency. Like, we know how to pursue. This is stuff we share in the Agency Accelerator as well, is like strategies to work through to get clients to pay, making sure that you're not going too far down the path where they haven't paid and you're accruing more services and more, fees. But I had a judge tell me that, and I looked really young, I was like 27. He told me that I was the most prepared, confident attorney that had been in his courtroom in a long time. And that confidence just came from knowing that I was super prepared. I was able to answer any question the judge had because I knew my facts. I knew I had a solid case. It was simple breach of contract. We have a contract. We provide a service. You pay us. We did the service. You didn't pay us. Breach of contract. That confidence comes through when you are prepared and when you're knowledgeable, right? And that was just one example in my life, but it extends into this side of it too, where you're a leader. You're not just a doer. So you think of yourself as the CEO of your agency, and that means you're stepping into a leadership role and you're focusing on strategy, you're focusing on big picture, not and the vision, right? Setting the values of the company, like your, motto, your overall vision, like who do you serve? How do you serve them? You're focusing on the big picture and not just that execution. And the other thing too is this is like everything in life, not just running your business. It's just existing in this world. You guys let go of what you can't control. Even the best PR strategies don't guarantee immediate results or honestly any results. It is challenging it is probably harder than ever to get earned media. The factors are completely different. We used to pitch launches, like everyone wanted like new. And new is great, but when you're focusing on affiliate revenue, they want reviews. They want lots of reviews. They want 4 and 5-star reviews. They want people that are loving the performance of a product or whatever, love the price point. All of these are factors. So it's harder for a new product to have hundreds of reviews. It's just not going to happen. So that's totally different. And the affiliate piece was like never even a part of the discussion. And then initially it was like, by the way, we can help you, with some affiliate revenue. And now it's like out there front and center, it is different. So there are things that are going to be outside of our control. And as the CEO, with that confidence that you are doing what is needed of you, you can trust in your process and focus on what you can control, which is your actions, which is how you react to situations. And if you feel like this is like life advice, yes, it is. We can't control other people and what they say and what we do, but we can control how we react to those situations. So know that you're doing what it takes and let go of what you can't control. And kind of some final thoughts. If you're going to lead your business with impact and scale your agency, you have to run it with this confident mindset as the visionary of your company, not as a freelancer. You're coming in as an agency, talking to clients. We can support you. We can provide that service to you. We'd like to build a strategy for you. And that shift will give you more credibility with your prospective clients. That confidence in your leadership will transform how you show up for your team, your clients, your business. It means owning your expertise, really mastering communication, being transparent, so that your clients know what's happening. Even if nothing's visibly happening, they know what you're working on. Leveraging data, focus on building those relationships. That will earn you tens of thousands of additional dollars in revenue because you can shift from an hourly or a project base and focus on a retainer model inside your agency, not hourly as a freelancer. So it's a big shift. And I would love to help you with it. It is one of the greatest joys of my life is supporting this community in this way. And if you're ready to really level up your business like a true CEO where you're leading with confidence and authority, think about joining the Agency Accelerator because this is an overall resource that is going to pay for itself and then some immediately. Our thought process around it is we want to get you, if you're just starting out, you're going, what? 2 clients at $2,500 a month. That's what our goal is by the time you end the program. And you have all the tools, the strategies, all of the resources and confidence to elevate your PR game. You have that forever. But what I really want to help people do is really reach that 6-figure mark in revenue and strategically build a business that they will love. I don't want you to spend your time being reactive, building a company that you'll come to resent because it's based on what came your way, what reactive mode you were in when you made your decisions versus being very intentional, very strategic and building your business around the kind of life you want to have, around the kind of work you want to do long term. That's what we teach you, a proven framework, a proven strategy with all the tools and resources to get it all done so that you can just focus on implementing your dream and not figuring out what do I do now? What do I do next? How do I solve this problem? The Agency Accelerator is incredible. So check out generationacademy.com and you can learn more about Agency Accelerator there. And thank you for being here. I hope this was helpful. If you learned something, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram at Generation PR and leave a review or send it to a friend so other people can learn how to really confidently step into that visionary role in their business. And I want you to go out and kick ass this week because I'm going out and I'm kicking some ass too. I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.